Hello there EFD squad and welcome back to the Euro Roundup with me and Pat, where you give us your winners and losers from the weekend just past and we break them down a little bit, don't we? Me and my favourite Dutchman over here, starting with a suggestion from @TopShelfUT, naughty naughty, who thinks Barcelona deserve to be our first winners. Why is that, Pat?
Well, they got a 2-1 win away at Getafe. Now this isn't exactly an amazing result for a team as big as Barcelona, but they could have lost it. They went down 1-0 thanks to a wonder strike from Gaku Shibasaki in the first half, and then their second half substitutes, Denis Suarez and Paulinho, got the goals to bring them the 3 points. Now, as usual, they dominated possession, 70% of it, but they didn't dominate the shot count, only 7 shots to Getafe's 13. Now, people are already talking about the title returning to the Camp Nou. Barcelona are 4 points above Real Madrid. They've had a perfect start to the season. But it seems a little bit premature to me. We've got to bear in mind that they're unbeaten in 12 against Getafe. They've won 10 of those games in a run going back to 2011. So this was very much an expected result. And the manner of it shouldn't really change our perception of where Barcelona stand. And there's some very bad news for them as well.
There is. The only downside to the result, in which the much maligned Paulinho also scored, Pato, and Denis Suarez, so fair play to them. The only downside was that new man, £130 million starlet Ousmane Dembele looks set to be out for at least 4 months with a ruptured tendon in his thigh. Until this point, Pato, he's never missed a game in his career, albeit a short one, through injury. So here's to hoping he bounces back nice and quickly and doesn't suffer any recurrent issues after that. He'll now miss half of the season, including the Champions League group games and that first El Clasico. It's not a great start to life at the Catalan club for him. But as Pep Guardiola says, seasons are won in the first 8 games and the last 8 games. And if Ernesto Valverde can carry on with this start, Barcelona stand every chance. But what do you guys think? How will they fare without their new man? Let us know in the comments below.
Our first losers of the week are Lyon, who stumbled to a 2-0 defeat at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain, thanks to 2 own goals, and they also had a penalty denied. It was a rough time for them.
Yeah, I think manager Bruno Genesio must have smashed a few mirrors before this game, Pato. Check this out. This is the first time Lyon have conceded 2 own goals in Liga in over 40 years. But conversely, PSG in very good form. It's the first time a team from Liga have won their first 6 games since Marseille in 2012-2013, although this was far from the free-flowing football that they've displayed at the start of the season. Yeah, and this might have something to do with Lyon's plucky defence. They completed 10 interceptions and 33 clearances on the night. And my favourite gift from the weekend is probably Lyon's right-back putting Neymar on his arse as he tries to flip-flop him in the left-hand corner. But yeah, attacking-wise, both teams actually came out on a pretty equal footing. PSG created 14 shots to Lyon's 12, both teams producing 5 shots on target. One shot that was off target was an absolute rocket, wasn't it, Pato, from your man that you're going to talk about?
Yes, Ndombele hit the bar and had a penalty denied. Okay.
Blatant.
Lavan Kazawa took him down after just 5 minutes, and he was the standout on the night. 2 chances created, 2 take-ons completed, and 2 blocks. He helped out with that rear guard action.
All action.
Now, Bruno Genesio needs things to pick up because Lyon are down in 5th at the moment. They're 7 points off the league leaders, and of course they drew in the Europa League with Apollon Limassol in midweek. So, Lyon, you need to improve if you want to challenge for the top spots.
Our next winners come from Jama Lira on Twitter, and he thinks Napoli and Dries Mertens, more specifically Pato, deserve a mention in our winners section. We couldn't agree more. Why is that, mate?
The Partenopei absolutely hammered Benevento, who of course Serie A newcomers, 6-0 at the weekend. Now they remain top of the league, joint with Juve and Inter. They've all got 100% records so far. Napoli have now won 9, I almost said 7, but it's 9 consecutive Serie A games for the first time in their history.
Wow, sorry.
That is unbelievable. And they needed a bounce back after that 2-1 loss to Shakhtar in midweek. 72% possession, 27 shots, 14 on target. 910 completed passes.
I didn't think I'd see a figure that topped PSG's completed passes against Celtic, which was about 850, but here it is, well, 910.
There's a reason for that, because Jorginho, 170 passes, Hamšík, 136 passes. That's more than Benevento managed as a team. Jorginho had 180 touches of the ball, Hamšík had 156. So that shows you that they were actually taking very few touches in order to play those passes. But, of course, there is one man who stole the show. He's done it for the last year now. It was Dries Mertens.
The little donkey's pint-sized hero got a hat-trick. Two penalties, two well-taken penalties, particularly the second. The first, a gorgeous little clipped finish as it was crossed into him. That's now 5 goals in 4 games for the little Belgian diminutive striker, Pato. He's now scored more league goals in 2017 than any other player in Serie A. I think it's quite convincing as well. I think the second highest amount is Ciro Immobile. But yes, his teammate and fellow dwarf Lorenzo Insigne also had a great game, picking up a goal and an assist. And he made 5 key passes on the night. They love drifting out into those wide positions, don't they? And hammering that ball across the box for inevitably one of their teammates to pick up. Napoli now face an unbeaten side in Lazio next week, while it isn't looking pretty for Benevento at the foot of that table. They've lost all 4 games, scoring once and conceding 10. That's what we call going full Palace. And you never go full Crystal Palace, do you, Pato?
Not if you want to stay in the league anyway.
Rubbish. Wise word.
RB Leipzig are our next losers, courtesy of Michael. He has no surname. Interesting stuff. Why are they in our losers category?
Everybody's favourite club in Germany, Pato, are firmly in our losers section because they drew at home 2-2 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, that might not be too disappointing if you're a mid-table Bundesliga side, but these guys want to challenge for the title, don't they? And they'll be more disappointed in the way they surrendered their lead twice. Now, Timo Werner carried on his brilliant form, opening the goal scoring, with summer signing Kevin-Augustin from PSG, putting them up 2-1 after a penalty from Thorgan Hazard, Eden Hazard's brother. Facts, I have them all. But a screamer from Lars Stindl levelled matters on 61 minutes, and things only got worse for the home side, didn't they? As Naby Keita, future Liverpool signing, was sent off for a Sadio Mane-esque stamp. There's all the colour, Pato. Give us some stats, please.
Yeah, well, they're going to miss Keita over the next few weeks. He created 2 chances in this game, and he got the assist for Augustin's goal. So it's going to be a little bit rough without him. Now, it was pretty even in this game. Leipzig had 52% of the possession, 10 shots for both sides. But the guy who was really impressive was Gladbach's Dennis Zakaria. 1 assist, 3 completed dribbles, 6 tackles, 94% pass accuracy for the Swiss midfielder. So he's somebody to have your eye on this season. Now, Leipzig are down in 6th on 7 points, but that's actually only 3 behind Dortmund, who are in 1st, and only 2 behind Bayern, who are in 3rd. So actually, they are still in with a shout, but they can't afford more slip-ups like this. They've actually only won 3 of their last 8 Bundesliga games. That's over the end of last season and the beginning of this one. So they've really suffered since that incredibly hot start they made to their first season in the Bundesliga. Now, on Tuesday night, they go away to Augsburg, of course, who are coming off back-to-back wins in the league. So that is going to be a stern test of their title credentials. Let's see if they can prove they deserve to win the Bundesliga.
Last but not least, we have a suggestion from @JASoccerTweets, who thinks Bayer Leverkusen deserve our final winner's spot. This was actually picked as Bundesliga Match of the Week, Pato, so you might have a point. Let's elaborate on it.
Yeah, well, Leverkusen had a lightning fast start in this game. They were 3-0 up by half-time, thanks to 2 goals from Kevin Volland and 1 from Charles Aranguiz. And they added a 4th in the 86th minute with Julian Brandt-Nessing. Now, it's actually Volland's first Bundesliga brace since October 2015 against Stuttgart. But he's got 7 in 8 against Freiburg, so he clearly likes playing them. It's actually the first time that Leverkusen brothers, Lars and Sven Bender, have played alongside each other in 3,061 days. That's 8 and a bit years. So now, Leverkusen, most importantly, have the full set of Bender brothers. They'll be delighted.
And as the scoreline suggests, this was complete domination from Bayer. 64% possession, 22 shots, 9 of which are on target versus Freiburg, who only had 4 shots and 1 coming on target. A solitary, lonely 1. Now, Charles Aranguiz, the 63 cap Chilean, was voted man of the match for his goal and 2 assists, Pato. And it was a much needed win for Die Werkself after a poor start to the season. They've lost twice and drawn once before yesterday's result. Actually, unfortunate to lose in that opening game against Munich. I thought they were brilliant second half. Sunday's win now takes them out of the relegation zone and up to 12th, as you intimated. Not a lot of points differences between various teams in the Bundesliga, which is a huge bonus for them. No one's really taken the initiative at the start of the season. Freiburg are down in 16th though, and have yet to win a game, so miserable times for them. Next up for Leverkusen, Paso, a trip to Hertha Berlin. I've actually been to that stadium, the Olympic Stadion. Lovely beer, lovely hot dogs, lovely atmosphere, just a great day all round. Highly recommended. Gets the EFD seal of approval. Now, doesn't get any easier for Freiburg though, who play pace setters Hannover 96, the surprise package of the start of this Bundesliga season. On Wednesday, they're currently top, mate. Obviously, they're not going to win it, so who is going to win it? Dortmund, Munich, or, you know, who's that team we mentioned earlier? RB Leipzig. Probably not them.
Our final loser of the week comes from the Eredivisie, and Krapinter gave us this suggestion. He says Feyenoord should be in after they lost a tight encounter with one of their title rivals.
Yes, it was Philip Cocu's PSV, Pato, after Uruguayan winger, God, what a mouthful that is, Gaston Pereiro, got his second goal of the season in only the 2nd minute. So they were off to a flyer, the Flying Dutchman, you might say. But yeah, it was actually their fastest goal since 1991, when I believe Romario scored for them. And it was PSV's 14th consecutive home win. It's an incredible run of form, and actually their best form displayed since 2005. And although he scored the winning goal, he actually had a bit of a mixed day at the office, Pato. Pereira dispossessed 3 times and missed laying around a third of his passes. But he did put in 4 tackles, which is pretty exceptional for a winger, to bring all the points home for the Boeren. Is that how you pronounce it?
Boeren.
The Boeren. You know, resident Dutch expert over here. Possession was relatively equal between the two sides in a game that actually produced a hell of a lot of chances. I think it was 33 in total, with the away side actually edging the home team in terms of shots on target with 5 to 4. But one man really endeared himself to the home faithful, didn't they?
Yeah, Jeroen Zoet, he actually had a great game for the home side. Made 5 saves on the night, and he was needed because the visitors produced 9 shots from inside the box. They were finding it so easy to get in. It's actually amazing that they got so few of those on target. Maybe they were headers. I'd need to go back and watch the highlights. Very strange. But PSV began at an absolutely frightening speed. They had 12 shots on Feyenoord's goal in the first half. That's actually the most of the visitors have faced in 45 minutes of football so far this season. But after Feyenoord got a red card for Berghuis in the 43rd minute, that seemed to galvanise them, and they ended up outshooting their opponents in the second half 10-5. So Giovanni van Bronckhorst must be pretty happy with that recovery. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Yeah. But all to play for still in the Eredivisie. Only 3 points separate first place and 8th place. So it could be a really exciting one. It always is the Eredivisie. Lots of thrills and spills left to go. But who's going to take home the title? Feyenoord, PSV, that little known club Ajax, or maybe Go Ahead Eagles, who knows? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
So that was this week's Euro Roundup, guys. What games have we missed out? Who deserved a little more press from yours truly? Let us know in the comments below. Next up, this man.
Yep. Head over to Football Daily, where you can check out coverage of some of the Premier League's biggest games from this weekend. Manchester City, Man United, probably some other clubs, don't recall. Let us know if you enjoy that. And of course, stay right here on EFD. Check out Stat Wars, check out Continental Club. Do what you want. It's your choice, that's the main thing.
Do you want for your body?